Hey, it's follow through time. Yep. And I'm Pastor Fred. We're here listening to God. Also, we want to take that and live for Him, live it out, express it, take it seriously every single day. And that's what we're doing for the next couple of weeks, looking at how do we read the Bible? And that might seem like a weird thing because maybe you're reading it right now, right? You're listening to it and there's going to be a Bible passage. And today we're going to be in Jeremiah 31. And so you're like, okay, but if we're honest, we could all use some help. In fact, let me just tell you a little bit about my background. I am not a big reader, never have been. I am much more so now. In fact, I do a lot of reading, but prior to becoming a Christian, not much. I could probably count on my hand the number of things that I had read, and again, some of those fingers begin to drop off when you look at what I actually understood or took the time to read the whole thing. Just wasn't there, but then somebody put the Bible into my hands. It was someone that it was a coworker, and this coworker just knew, right, that I needed Jesus, and again, the Bible was embossed with my name on it. It was really awesome. I am grateful for that person for giving that to me, because what it communicated to me is, you need this. Right? And even more, that person was saying, you need Jesus. You need to know that you are forgiven, because Jesus is the one that we see in Scripture. Because up to that point, I'll be honest with you, I thought the Bible was for other people, for learned people, for churchy people, and not for me. I wasn't qualified. That was my thought about it. And boy, I couldn't have been more off base if I tried. I mean, I was a million miles from the truth on that. God has given us the ability to understand this, because here's the point. He makes you able to see. He gives you eyes to see. He gives you ears to hear. He allows you and enables you to see it. And so that's what we got to do. That's kind of step one when you read the Bible. It's like, all right, Lord, show me. Help me to see. I want to see what you want me to see. It's a step a lot of us omit because we're like, oh, I'm going to get to it. This is the passage I got to read, and the devotion I got to read, or the video I got to watch, and again, that prayer, Lord, help me to see in the Old Testament, the New Testament, whatever, help me to see that you love me, you died for me. Help me to see the truth about myself and the truth about your incredible grace shown to me in Jesus Christ, because that's the point of all of it. Jeremiah 31 in verse 33. Beautiful passage. God says this is the covenant, right? Covenant's a promise, an agreement. God's is really kind of one way on this point when it comes to Jesus. He needed to do something to bring us back. So this is the covenant I'm going to make after those days, declares the Lord. I will put my law within them. I will write it on their hearts. That's what God's doing when we read the Bible. That's the point. Have you ever thought of it that way? That God is actually writing all that stuff down in you, in your soul, in your heart, that you might know it and that you might know Him. He says, I'll be their God and they shall be my people. That's the point. Right? Isn't that the mission Jesus came to accomplish? In fact, in Christmas, during Christmas time, He's Emmanuel, God with us. God come down to be a man, to live with us, to be one of us, and to die in our place. What an awesome, awesome thing. He comes and changes the game. He comes, fulfills the law in our place, and gives us His word. God literally puts it in there. Now again, we do the mechanics of opening our Bible and our eyeballs. We put on our glasses if we need them, and we read. But what the words mean, He brings them to life. He literally breathes life into them, showing us that this is what Jesus does. He makes hearts come alive, puts His truth in us so that we might know it, that it might bring us challenge, but ultimately life, ultimately freedom, ultimately peace and joy. And I pray that for you today, that you would have that peace and have that joy because of Jesus, that you would see Him as you look. Old Testament, New Testament, doesn't matter. To see Him at the center of all of it, God's gift of Jesus to us. All right? Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time.